Hey bike farmers, thanks for clicking in. We've got another case of why do I even bother with these things. This bike is roached. A customer brought this in last week and they want us to fix it. We tried to kind of talk them out of it and say it's going to be a lot more expensive to fix this one than to just buy a replacement, but I think they felt like we were just trying to sell them something and they insisted. You know, I see a lot of mixed opinions in the comments when we come across these scenarios. Some people are like, do what the customer asks, and a lot of people are like, you should just, talk them out of it and blah, blah, blah. In this case, it's definitely better just to buy a bike that's already redone. This is going to get very expensive very quickly. However, this bike is rescuable. It's really just, why even bother? Is it worth it? But lucky for me, that just makes good content. So here it is, this derailleur and chain and everything is all twisted up and completely roached. I don't even know about this kickstand back here. The shifter is broken. The grips are sliding all over the place. It says on the ticket that they wanted new tires. I don't see anything wrong with these. So I'm gonna try to not replace the tires and use some of that money for things like a used saddle. There's lots of other things that need to be done. The goal here is to do things as inexpensively as possible, but still come out better than brand new. I think I can do it. I'm really not sure. These projects have a tendency to teach me things along the way. So maybe this is the one where I'll learn my lesson. If not, maybe you will. But that's enough talking about it. You kick back and relax. I'm gonna get started. Okay, well, I think the 1,700 pound albino rhinoceros in the room is this rear derailleur situation. The spoke protector, dork disc is intact. Imagine that. But we had a catastrophic failure of some sort here. I mean, that's insane. Hopefully we can get this hanger bent back. All this is gonna end up getting replaced anyway. I'm gonna just try to manhandle that just a little bit. I mean, that nasty mess right there is about as bad as it gets. All right, and then without truing the rear wheel, because we don't believe in anything holy, we're terrible people with no regard for precision, I'm gonna put this derailleur alignment gauge right like that. I'm eyeballing it. Let's see how I did. So what we do is we take this little post here, check there, and then check over here. We got a ways to go. Ooh, that was quite a bit. Ooh, I think I nailed it though. Okay, get there. I've seen a lot of comments when I do this. You didn't even true the wheel first. And it's like, man, there's so much wiggle in this tool and the lever. Oh, what do you call it? Not the range. What's the word I'm looking for? Tolerance. Something like that. It goes way beyond how true this wheel is. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't really matter. I've had people say you got to follow it with like the valve stem to make sure that it's just exactly perfect. I'm telling you folks that close enough, you don't have to do all of this. Close enough is good enough for who it's for. Especially with these old 7-speed drivetrains and the amazing Altus derailleur that I'm gonna put on and the shitty micro shifters. All of those things work so well together. It's all pretty dummy proof, but we're gonna still put some effort into getting this right just so we don't have problems. This is already gonna be an expensive project. Okay, so that hanger is nice and straight-ish. Yeah, these steel bikes, They don't have removable, replaceable hangers because steel bends. Now, if you do that all the time, it weakens and it'll break off eventually, but you can get an adjustment or two out of it and the bike's just fine the way it is. This wheel's got this really dumb kickstand on it. Kickstand is on the tag. Replacing brake pads is on the tag. The chain and derailleur is not on the tag. Anyway, that's also garbage. Yeah, I just throw stuff away, you know. I just don't think it matters a whole lot. This bike has a certain amount of filth on it. How do you get at that? Can't get at that bolt. Bondhus. This is so classic. I mean, obviously this is a kid's bike. They beat the crap out of it, but it's just classic that the cable is broken off here. Now that normally doesn't bother me. You can set this bike up and tune it and everything, but since we're replacing everything else, we'll get rid of that cable too. Front one's intact. This is a pretty common failure point for these old grip shifts. Kind of sucks. Yeah, I mean, even if this would have been brought in on a trade, I'd be looking at it like, maybe it's a charity bike. Yeah, see how rusted it is and just nasty. Everything's just, yuck. These grips, you can just pull right off. So, I mean, that shifter is just about shot too, and the cable's all twisted up in there. There was a mirror on it. Oh man. I hate these bar end mirrors. Something's gonna break. Uh-oh. Did I call it or did I call it? I don't know what it's focusing on, but yeah, the bolt just broke off. Oh man. Okay. Well, it's all just rusted in there and broke it off. Not going anywhere. All right. Roached. My broken grip shift bin is totally full. I've got Dawn Power Wash here, which I'm not actually sure that this is the best thing to be using right now, but I mean, you could just be using water or just hose it down to get most of this mud off. But I'm gonna start with that, and then we'll do another pass with some Behold furniture polish. Hey bike farmers, just a quick note while there's a lull in the action. If you've made it this far, I assume you liked the video enough to click the like button. If you really like it, let us know in the comments below. And if you're into bicycle content for regular people, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're able to support more directly, click on the super thanks button and send me some taco money. Or better yet, join the channel as a monthly sustaining member. All of these things will help grow the channel organically and give the Bike Farmer YouTube channel a strong future. Thanks again for watching. Now let's get back to the bikes. Yeah, you can see, like, it's got all the mud off of it now and it's kind of been degreased. It's kind of got a haze to it. But furniture polish leaves a nice waxy finish and it does a good job of cleaning too. Just gonna empty this bottle out. No regard for the earth. All right, this kind of gives you an idea of how clean things got. It is way more better hay. All right. Well, this hub kind of feels like crap. Big surprise. All right, I'm not gonna go in and do a full-blown overhaul on this hub because that would be too much. But we can loosen it. So once you get the lock nut backed off, you can grab hold of the cone and spin the other side. Okay, and that's gonna loosen things enough where you can get some grease, well, at least in this side. Oh man, I kind of want to get some in this other side too, but that would require removing the freewheel. See, that's the thing, is these bikes, it's just one thing after the other. You know, skewer comes off, you lose the spring, found the spring. Okay, you find your favorite Shimano freewheel tool, put it in your shitty vise, put it up here and go 1, 2, 3, chiropractor. There we go. Clean your torque disc. Might as well clean this off a little bit too. But man, that's a lot shinier. The Phil's Tenacious oil is really good for these freewheels. Alright, and then you can get in on the other side of the hub. Come on. Come on, grease gun. Oh yeah, I hate these things too. I'm having quite the day already. Come on, you stupid grease gun. There we go. Jesus, big air bubble? Is that what that was? This is a weird angle. Oh, dropped a torque disc. Cleaner. Oh man, is this good content? That's what we need to be asking ourselves. Everybody take a minute and ask yourself, why am I watching this? The answer is, this is where you go to learn the truth. Here in the truthing stand, everybody's favorite part of every video. And I ain't lying. Oh man, oh, this bike. I'm sweating. All right, fine. You've been asking. You want to see me undress. There you go. Oh. Now my glasses are smudged. Very good content. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Oh yeah, the Oak House Pub, Barneveld, Wisconsin. Made famous by the tornado that completely destroyed the town in 1985. It's where my stepdaughters went to school, grade school, K through 12, Barneveld, Wisconsin. Well, that hub feels good, hey? I ain't lying about that. It's been killing me because I've been making all kinds of other really good videos, and thank you so much for watching them. The channel's been doing really well the last month or so. I've been out there doing other things. You know, over the winter I did a whole string of bike videos, and no ride videos or interesting visits or whatever. And then it was like the track bike thing, and went up north and did a ride. I went and visited Shop Dog. I did a topical one about the tariffs and how the bike shop is doing, which is still shitty. You know, I did all kinds of topical stuff and not a lot of bike fixing. And I like doing the bike fixing videos, I really do, but it just hasn't been working into the schedule, so it feels good to be back and in action, doing what I do best. You know, it used to be, no doubt about it, used to be that the easiest way for me to make $100 was with a bike tune-up. So that's why I had the Bike Mobile, the mobile bike shop bike tune-up service, which is a great way to make a living if you live in an urban area with a decent enough population. I would say you need 500,000 people, you know, with a little bit of money. You know, people that are willing to spend $100 on a tune-up. It was actually 120 or something like that. And if you're really good at it, if you can tune a bike up in under an hour, but ideally a half hour. And I'm talking about the bikes that I do on the channel, you know, basic bikes, nothing too fancy. It's a really good business model. Go get yourself a Sprinter van and a website. You can use Square for everything, set, you know, appointments and taking payment and accounting and everything. Pay your taxes. It's a great way to make a living. And I did that for many years. And it made sense. I mean, I don't live in Madison, but I did it in Madison. I'm a half hour away. If I lived in Madison, I'd probably still be doing it. But it made sense back then because I lived a half hour east of Madison and my wife lived a half hour west of Madison. We were partners. Isn't that cute? So I was traversing back and forth anyway, and it was just a nice business model for me personally, and a great way to make a living and get me into the bike game. Phone's ringing. I don't think I've received a legitimate phone call in, over a month probably. I mean, there's been a few that have come into the bike shop. I guess that was the bike shop phone. I've pretty much designed a life totally void of phone calls. I think calling someone out of the blue and expecting them to answer is flat out rude. It's intrusive. It's an imposition. I can't believe that for so many years, for decades, all over the world, that phone calls were socially acceptable. I remember I grew up on a lake, right? I'm a man of leisure. Let's not kid ourselves here, you know? So I'm a spoiled brat. Grew up on a lake, and I remember the neighbors 2 doors down, there was a cottage, and every time they'd come visit their cottage, they would flip a switch, and it would turn on a bell outside that would ring whenever they got a phone call. So if they were down on the pier enjoying themselves on the lake, they wouldn't miss a phone call, and somebody could get up and run quick and answer that phone before they hung up. And it was like, you drop everything in your life, no matter what. You know, you could be in the middle of giving birth, and if that phone rang, gall dang it, you better answer it, because what if you miss something important? Or something, and it was like rude to not answer, like you weren't picking up. It's just unbelievable to me. And then they had call waiting. Remember that? Where you'd be like on a phone call. I mean, you still have that, right? Oh, sorry, I got my wife beeping in. But like, you'd be in a phone call, an important phone call, and then somebody else in the world wanted your attention, and they would call, you know, and they didn't know you were on the phone. But it's possible that that person might be more important than the person you were talking to. So you would be like, excuse me, unimportant person that I'm talking to right now. I have somebody that, you know, chances are is they're more important than you. Can you please hold while I make this instantaneous choice of who's more important? You know, and then you would beep back and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta take this. It's more important than you. I mean, it's just all kinds of social awkwardness. And it was just totally acceptable. All the telemarketers would call during dinner time because they knew that families would be around the dinner table doing what's absolutely, without a doubt, the most important thing you can do with your family is dinner time. You know, if you didn't have dinner time, then you were gonna grow up to be some sort of monster. Like every serial killer on the planet, like come on, they didn't have dinner time. They didn't sit down with their family and have dinner. They just grew up serial killers because of it. Anyway, you'd be doing that, making sure that we have a highly functioning society. And the telemarketers knew that you were doing the very best. You were being the very best person and carving out this very special time. And then they would call, and they knew that you would abandon all that for them. Anyway, phone calls. The worst. Hate them. You know, but here, since I'm a retailer, I have a bike shop, a cycling store, I gotta have a phone number, and then people still call, even though all of the information you would ever need is on my website, it's on Facebook. I make it super easy for you to find out, you know, like when you're open and all this stuff, right? But you know, you still call and be like, are you guys open? Are you guys there? Can I blah, blah, blah? You know, and it's like, it's all on the website. Just, you can do this stuff on your own, people, you know? You don't need to call. And man, this, I didn't plan it this way, guys. I don't plan these True Things Stand rants out. They just happen. It's organic. It's authentic. You guys love it. It's what YouTube thrives on, is authenticity. But this is a hell of a segue because you've heard it a million times on here, you know, about how I'm not for retail. I just shouldn't be in the retail business at all. This wheel is way, way, way more better than it was, by the way. I'm liking it. This one, on the other hand, I might even bring you in, show you. Crunchy. That is KFC crispy chicken right there, baby. Yeah. Oh, I got a comment yesterday. You know, a few videos back, I was talking about fried chicken, and I had a problem with. This is all gonna segue, by the way. Once I get this back up in here and I start telling the truth again, I got a good one. Holy shit! I've never seen one so dry in my life. Anyway, I got a comment yesterday. I guess I said something about, you know, I was talking about fried chicken and Chick-fil-A and about how, you know, just like I wasn't really into the whole like Christianity closed on Sundays thing. And somebody was like, what do you have against Christians? Or something yesterday. And they were like, why don't you just be honest? And then they were like, abortion or something. And so I expressed my favorite of my unpopular opinions, which the more I think about it, the more I think I actually believe it, which is very disturbing, is that you know, when it comes down to like choice and like what we should be able to do and parents, and I don't think there should ever be a time limit on, I think I've expressed this on the channel before, on when parents choose to end the lives of their children. Yeah, it's extreme. But think about it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, some parents know that their kids are serial killers or rapists or whatever at a very young age, and they just don't know what to do about it. But if it was like, you know, I mean, you talk about like individual choice and freedom and liberty. If they just could be like, nope, this kid's bad, and just like unalive them, we could eliminate a lot of problems before they even start. Well, anyway, so I expressed, that was my reply to the whole Chick-fil-A being closed on Sundays thing. You think my problem's with Christians? It's like, I just have a problem with groupthink. I've had a cup and a half today, so I'm kind of back on that train. You're welcome. There's no doubt about it that the content got better when I started caffeine again. You know, once an addict, always an addict, I suppose. You know, aside from nicotine, I never felt addicted to alcohol. It was just something I didn't know how to live without. There's a difference there. We can talk about that someday too. Yeah, this front hub is just nasty. I think I got it back together okay. I mean, it's lubed and it's fine for what it is. It should be completely repacked and everything, but it's like you gotta draw the line somewhere. I already don't usually take hubs apart and lube them. God damn. Most of the time on my tune-ups. People call me out for that. Apparently it's standard in a lot of worlds, and I just don't think so a lot of times on these like entry-level cheapo consumer grade bikes, whatever. It's just not worth it. Anyway, so all of this that I'm talking about is all pretty antisocial, right? From a very young age, like I discovered punk rock in middle school and was like really like, hey, this makes sense to me. Like I get it, like punk culture and everything. Like I said, I like grew up on a lake, and you know, my parents are very conservative, and I don't know if they're very conservative, but they're conservative and traditional, and you know, it was always cut your hair, go to college, get a good job. That was, you know, the world that I was raised in, and so it was a conflict, you know, and it always has been. But I've always related to like the whole punk rock ethos, and like, I just remember, I can't remember who the song is. You're antisocial. Is that Anthrax maybe? Antisocial, and I don't know. So that was like a thing. I always was like, oh, society sucks, you know. And that's just my attitude, you know, internally. Although externally, I was getting good grades and going to college and cutting my hair and getting a good job and all that, you know. Anyway, all I had to say is I got a comment last week that blew my mind. Can't remember who it was. I know you're out there and you're probably watching this, and it's great. And they were like, you know, I haven't been able to put my finger on it, but I think I finally figured it out. They said, you, Andy Q, are a misanthrope. I was like, all right, fine, I'll bite. And I Googled it, and I should have it up right now. I should just Google it and read it to you, because it totally describes me to a T. Now, most misanthropes isolate and become like hermits or whatever, and I think they do become truly antisocial, but most of them I don't think are, you know, like violent. Like they don't become serial killers. It's very different than being like sociopathic, right? They just kind of like isolate. And like I think there's this place out west of Madison I ride my bike past, and like you can tell the guy lives alone. He's got all this property and all these vehicles, and there's like signs going down his driveway that are like, you come any closer and I have the right to shoot you in the face. Like, leave me alone. Like, I want to seclude myself from society. Like, I'm not that intense, but that guy would be a misanthrope for sure. But it's generally people who, you know, you have like a disdain for society and just, you know, don't have a whole lot of hope for humanity, and just kind of see humans as being, you know, problematic. And I hate to say beyond redemption, because I don't believe that. I do believe that there is room for redemption in humanity. I think the chances are extraordinarily low based on the evidence I've seen. But, you know, the key is that you express it, you know, you live your life with great criticism and cynicism. And, you know, that's your outward projection. And that's, you know, I mean, like everything in this channel, like I really feel like this channel and the whole YouTube experiment for me has been, you know, this nice path of, you know, self-discovery. Like the best part I love about it is that like I can be myself, I can be honest. And those of you that get it, get it. And those of you that don't. And enough of you get it that it's like, I can just be me, and it's awesome. It's so freeing. And, you know, it's like, I'm not a bad guy. I just have these like opinions that I've formed based on life experience and just kind of the stuff I'm in, and it's, I don't know, I just kind of have them and keep them and express them, and you know, it is what it is. But anyway, misanthrope. And so I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, am I really that bad at retail? Because I'm good at selling bikes, but I don't like being in the shop. I don't like being stuck in here. I don't like dealing with all the people day in and day out. I don't like how people treat me. None of that's a secret. And it's like, no, I'm just too misanthropic for retail. And it was just nice to get a word that described it and put a definition. It's nice to get language to help understand your identity and that kind of thing, you know? You know, remember that too next time you're like thinking about the whole, like all this, you know, why is everybody so obsessed with it? But all the trans stuff that's going on right now, you know, it's just like identity stuff. You know, a lot of the race stuff is that it's all based on identity. And once we have language for it and people express it, and like if I can talk about, you know, being misanthropic as like not necessarily a moral issue, that it is what it is. And I can be open about it and talk about how, you know, it can be appreciated. Oh, something happened with that hub. I thought I had some bearings crossed in there, and I think they just found a new home for themselves. Anyway, you know, it's like if it becomes more socially accepted, then other people can be like, oh yeah, maybe I'm just a little misanthropic. You know, it's like being depressed or anxious or whatever. Like people never used to be like, I'm depressed. You know, because people feel like, oh my God, everybody should be in a hospital. And it's like, no, I'm just a little depressive. And you know, it's just how I'm wired. You know, or, you know, like homosexuality or whatever, you know, it's like, oh no, I just prefer the same sex. And like, it used to be like the end of the world. And now it's just like, well, not quite the end of the world. It's still problematic for a lot of people, but not that big of a deal. Man, I got a lot to say. A lot of coffee today. I'm sweating like a stuck pig over here. Oh my God. I hate this bike. The thing I struggle most with is I really do love people. You know, I love it. You know, I went down George Carlin rabbit hole. There was like a documentary about him, and like, you know, I felt like the whole documentary kind of, the story arc of his life was slowly but surely, he became more and more cynical as time went on, and like his, you know, final performances weren't so much stand-up comedy as it was just straight up old man yelling at clouds, griping about society. That guy was very misanthropic, right? His whole life was like a self-discovery thing, and I can relate to that in a lot of ways. But he said the same thing, you know, he's like, I love people, you know, I find people are really interesting and amazing and, you know, do incredible things or whatever. He's like, it's just groups of people. That's the problem. Is anytime you get people forming a group, you end up with lots of problems. So that's why I like really get upset when people in the comments call me a Democrat or a leftist, you know, like say that I'm on the left or whatever. It's like, anything groupthinky, I'm just like, no, please, no. You know, or if I like call myself a golfer. Speaking of that, I really hope my golf game goes better than my bike game today. This is gonna be a long video. I don't know. Yeah, this hub is screwed up. All right, well, I've got it all completely taken apart now, and it's filthy, and it was like rusty in here, but I got it cleaned out pretty good. I would say it's worn out, but I'm gonna just put it back together with new balls. And this, of course, isn't working again. mean, it's still rough, but it's okay. But what I was having a problem with is like, it would appear to be relatively true and then just be like way off in spots. So I said I thought I had crossed balls in there, which is funny, by the way, because I don't even know what that means, but like just, you know, a ball on top of a ball or something, and just I didn't have it put together right, is what I thought. It could just be that it was really worn out in just one way, and like one cup inside that hub was like full of rust, and I had to like get the wire brush out and everything to like clean it out. But we're not gonna replace the wheel. I mean, that's like the next step would be to replace the wheel on this bike, and it's like the rim's still good, and you know, it's fine. A hub rebuild. I just can't make money on this. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, is there's, and the way the repair was taken in, it didn't really come up with a total. I mean, he said that he told her that it was gonna be hundreds of dollars, and she was fine with that. So the plan is, and you know, is like, she didn't seem like she cared how much it costs, right? But I have a feeling that there's gonna be some sticker shock when she comes to pick it up. So I'm just gonna be honest about it, write it up the best I can, and say, you know, this is what it cost. I was told this, you know, and believed it. If you don't want the bike, you know, that's fine, because I've got it all fixed up and I can resell it and get my money out of it that way. Because I could still get 250 or 300 bucks for this bike when it's done. Freak out in the comments, why don't you? Yeah, the YouTube comment section and that glimpse I have into greater humanity sure hasn't helped my cynicism. But on the flip side, it's like, I mean, my supporters and the super thankers and the channel members and all of the, I mean, it's like overwhelmingly positive, right? It's just, I you know, whatever, get hung up on the negative stuff, or it's more fun to talk about. But like, I just see how amazing society is too, and like, so grateful for it. So it's not all bad. Like, I'm not totally just cynical. I'm just saying, those dissenting, grumpy voices and people that like calling everything out to strangers, they seem to be gaining traction, if you know what I'm saying. Things are not trending in the positive direction these days. My grandmother loved to eat prunes. She's really into gut health, and she just pound them suckers like a redneck pounding Bush Light. So as you can imagine, she spent a lot of time on the old toilet, and we'd visit a lot, and every so often we'd hear from the bathroom, little grandma voice, wiping as we go, wiping as we go. When you eat like I do, you're wiping as you go. Yep, she kept her bum clean, I tell ya. Kickstands are like dork discs. Everybody's got one. Nope. Every bike has one. Oh, son of a bitch. I just noticed something else too. This bike is totally roached. Unbelievable. This video is gonna be like 4 hours long. That right there is a crack. That left crank arm is shot. 170. Once again, the bins provide. I found a replacement in the bins. We got a used replacement. It's not a big deal. I could probably just pound it off. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, she came off real easy. Recyclers wouldn't know what to do with that. Oh, it's not in phase. So you either have square or diamond, you know, that can be turned, what, 90 degrees? Or is it 45? Let me know in the comments. Found another one. It's gonna work. Yeah, it says something on the tag about wanting wider tires. Got any of those fat tire bikes you see people riding around? They're talking about fat bikes, and they think that you can just put like fat bike wheels on a bike, you know? And they probably, I think this is like a grandkid situation. Like somebody just wants a decent bike for their grandkids. And it will serve that purpose, but you know, I mean, you can get a slightly wider tire on this bike, but I don't have any, and it'd be a special order, and it's just not worth it. Again, it's like, you know, give the customer what they're asking for, right? That mentality is like, people don't know what they're asking for. You know, they don't, you know, they think they want something, but they probably don't. Get yourself a good shop chair if you don't have one. Extra special credit deserved for random dude Bill Turner, who made the comment when I got this chair and named it Woody Charleston. Brilliant stroke of humor. And randomly at the Chicago Bike Swap, guy comes up to me and is like, "Hey, I'm the guy that named your chair. My name is Bill Turner." Hell of a guy. One of my heroes. YouTube hero, Bill Turner. Should make him a t-shirt that says, "Hi, my name is Bill, and I'm a funny motherfucker." I've started sitting down to do chains and tire changes. That's how old I am. So I'm going little and little, and then I pull the chain and just want to get that derailleur pulling a little bit. And then I find which link to remove. And then this is my newest Park Tool CT15. I should put an affiliate link in the description. I'll do that. Go look in the description for the affiliate links. I got a bunch of stuff there. But the CT13, I am a fan. Quick link. I use KMC chains. KMC X8s or whatever, X9s, X10s. Just use them for everything. They're great. A little bit hold on the front here. Can improve things. God damn it. Chair was right behind me. Yeah, so the whole grandma eating prunes thing, what that comes from is the Dead Milkmen song, My Many Smells. If anybody's a Dead Milkmen fan, I know there's a few of you out there. Sometimes I smell just like the bathroom after grandma's used it and she'd been eating prunes. These are a few of my many smells. Won't you come and smell me? Won't you share my stench? Smell me. I don't think I've ever liked a band as much as I liked the Dead Milkmen when I was in middle school. God, I was a huge fan at everything they ever did. Learned all the lyrics to every song. First concert I ever went to without my parents. Dead Milkmen. Barrymore Theater, Madison, Wisconsin. I think 1990, maybe 89. Guys behind me were smoking a big fat joint. It was the coolest thing I ever done. Oh my God, that headset feels like garbage too. Well, that's risky behavior. Smell me. Somebody once sent me a new one of these, like as if it was broken. It's not broken, I just don't know how to use it. Anyway, it was like huge, like for greasing semis or something. God bless you. God bless every single one of you. But man, some of the things I get sent. $10 check. Got a $10 check the other day. Thank you, by the way, if you're watching. I got it. But it was from someone who like didn't want Google having their credit card info. They felt like mailing me a piece of paper with their routing number and account number on it, like on paper, for me to take pictures of and put it all over the internet. Be like, hey, all you people, here's financial information for a random guy, you know, and I could just like show it to everybody, like super easily, you know, or it could get lost in the mail and like that really dangerous person could find that check, do whatever they wanted. They could buy anything. You know, if you have a routing number and an account, like electronic funds transfer for whatever you want, wherever you can pay with EFT. Like sign up for a crypto account and then buy a bunch of, I don't know, nitroglycerin, whatever else is fun to buy on the black market, under somebody else's name. You know, it has their name, address, maybe driver's license number on your check, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, it's more secure to mail me that than it is to use an encrypted electronic payment system that literally billions of people use every single day for billions of transactions all over the planet. You know, leaving a permanent digital breadcrumb of that transaction that can easily be disputed, and it's completely 100% backed up by your credit card or your bank, you know, will just like refund you the money if it was fraudulent, it somehow gets fraudulent. You know, you get a new card, who cares? You know, they like notify you, because it's so expensive for them that they have like fraud departments that notify you if there's any suspicious activity, because it's all digital. Like they're taking care of you. They want you as a customer. Like Google's not going to do anything nefarious with your information. They need you as a customer for any of this to work. I think it's pretty misanthropic to not participate in digital transactions. All that's to say is, you know, I should just be grateful. I mean, I got people randomly sending me money in the mail. Woo. But the easy way is just to click the super thanks button, enter in a couple of easy digits. I would use your credit card because it's super secure and safe and easy. And yeah, shoot me, you know, $50, $100, $4,000. Oh, I'm lubing the front brake cable here using gravity. I should loosen it up and take it out and actually lube it. I'm cheating because I'm lazy. Also, that's why I ask for money, because I'm too lazy to work for it. So back in COVID times, couldn't find a grip shift. They were sold out everywhere. And finally one day, somebody had these micro shifts and they had a shit ton of them. I think QBP got a shit ton of them, hundreds. It was like the biggest thing ever. I was like, oh my God, thank God. Because we were like running out of spares. We were rebuilding them. I mean, it was like, we were down. It was bad, it was hard. And so I bought like, I don't know, as many as I could, 50 of each. And I still have a whole lot of 3x8s, but these are like my last pair of 3x7s. And I think they have a great feel. You know, they're extra cheapo micro shift replacement grip shifters. I probably paid like $8 a pair. Who knows? They sell for like 15. Anyway, I don't think they're any better or worse than the SRAMs, but if I bought more, I don't know, we'll see. I gotta get more eventually, see what I end up choosing. Whatever's easiest. I don't even go with whatever's cheapest. I always go with whatever's easiest. I will almost always pay extra for convenience. Oh, I probably didn't need to put ergo grips on this kid's bike. They don't cost more, but I'm running out of them. These are a little long. Just cut the ends off. Starting to reassemble here. Hopefully we're past the point where we're run into more problems. Oh, do I still have to tighten that headset? I think I do. This is new housing. I just cut a couple of lengths of it. Oh. Well, that headset feels way more better, hey? It's a little tight. Fish this little cable up around that new kickstand. Yeah, they had the limit screw set on this such that it wasn't even shifting or doing anything. This bike was roached. I've said it many times. You don't see them this far gone. I'm not sure about better and brand new on this one. Those hubs are pretty crunchy. I'm guessing the bottom bracket's pretty crunchy too, but I ain't opening that can of worms. We'll leave well enough alone. Functional, rideable object here. I'm coming up on my 3rd hour working on this bike, and I haven't done too much dicking around with the camera or anything. I think that's real-time labor hours. And I'm an efficient mechanic, if you haven't noticed already. All right, we gotta get a idea of the length over here. You know, a lot of you ask in the comments, Mr. Bike Farmer, how long is a piece of string? It's that long. I am almost out of 4mm ferrules. I got myself a shopping cart. I just added 10 3x7 grip shift sets. The actual SRAM MRX, they're available. Probably have been for a couple of years. I'm pounding these things on, these ferrules. I'm not a big fan of these cables. They'll do the trick for sure, but I think the SRAM ones come with better cables. But microshift is not bad stuff. It can be quite durable. At least as durable as the entry-level stuff from the big S's. All right, so if you hold the derailleur and then pull down on your cable, that helps seat those ferrules and kind of stretch the cable a little bit. Do a little pre-stretch. It's like warming up before yoga. I haven't done yoga in years. I used to love it. I should start again. Be good for my golf. Or introduce a bunch of injuries and ruin my golf season. Brand new brake cable. Drop a little lube on this pivot back here. A couple drops on the cable. On the cable. I just wrote that song. On the cable again. Like a bandit full of drifters, we go highway. I'm reusing this little bit of cable because they ain't gonna make none, never mind different. Brand new boot though. My least favorite friend. This is something. I've pretty much stopped using the extra pretentious one. I like my old trusty methods. That was a good one. You know what I mean? It just looks nice. Huh. Every once in a while. Oh man, that's a tight cable. Adding tension to these brakes. Springs have become pretty tired over the years. I don't think there's anything wrong with these brake pads at all. And I think the money is better spent on other things. They sound like they're about to howl. I'm just going ahead and towing them. I can tell these want to be difficult. I got to resurface this one a little bit here. Maybe I should be replacing these. Yeah, let's just replace them. What are we doing? Messing around. Well, only the one side was worn out. So I forgot to show you, but so these brake pads have two spacers, skinny and fat. That's the lighter colored washer here. The order of things really does matter here. Before I took them off, I made a mental note that it was skinny spacer in. Okay, see what I did there? There's a certain level of dexterity involved. You get everything just like that. That's how I take them apart. And then, without knocking the camera over or getting in the way of the shot, I do that. I just don't think you guys really know how good I am at this. Okay, I got that hitting flush. Okay, so I got new pads on there. Totally different kind of pad. That's really good, but can be better. Just a smidge, just a little bit of cable pull here. A little bit of rubbing. Just gonna lower this pad a smidge, skosh. A tickle. That's annoying. I guess it's rubbing on this side. I haven't dropped a whole lot of stuff in this video. Not too many oops. Yeah, so this one had one pad put on one way and the other the other. See, I don't say ope when those fall because they always do. You know, it's not like I do it on purpose, it's that I allow it. So it's not ope worthy if you allow it, you know. Oh, dropped a nut. that was an honest drop. So you get your ope. I'm gonna ope some more stuff here. Ooh. Dexterity. Yeah, started the video at 8. It is currently 10:17. It is definitely time for second breakfast. Looking forward to being done with this one, gotta be honest with you folks. These bikes that take forever. I was looking at them like, this is good content. Now I'm like, man, this video is gonna be too long. All kinds of stuff going on here in my brain. Plenty of tension here. Definitely the spacers are wrong. Usually they're the same front and back. I think I got the back ones right. Better redo it. So it's a little bit trickier. Starting from fresh. Fatty. Convex. Okay, and then you go convex, concave, regular washer, weird cone nut. Grab it like that. Maybe I can demonstrate here. Oh, there goes the cone nut. Oh. God, I dropped all of it. Okay, fatty. Fatty Boombalatti. Bonus points to anyone who can tell me the comic that came up with Fatty Boombalatti. Like from the 80s, 90s. Early days of Comedy Central. Know what I'm talking about? Come on, Gen X. Nail it. Let us know in the comments. Fatty Boombalatti. Like the bit was like, oh yeah, standing in line at a McDonald's with one of their fat friends or something, and their kids started singing Fatty Boombalatti or something, embarrassing them. Like that was the bit. Yep. Now I'm a fat shamer. Why do I feel like it was Margaret Cho? Margaret Cho had that bit where white people would try to guess her like ethnicity, you know, because she's Asian. They'd be like, "What are you? What are you?" So funny, white people. Always asking people to explain their racism to them. Help me understand why I can't make sense of you being different than me. More misanthropy. Wasn't Little Misanthropy a Spin Doctors tune? Little misanthropy. Oh man, I gotta get out of this basement. I need breakfast. Losing my brain. So this says commuter gel. Everybody wants gel saddles. Gross, gross. Ugh, gel. Fucking gross. Here's a nice, cheap foam KHS replacement saddle from the bins. Way more better, hey. Okay, we got ourselves a brand new rear derailleur here. So this is the high limit, which controls how much the derailleur will relax to this outer cog. Okay, so you start turning it, see how it shifted? Back there, so right about there is the limit. Okay, and then you go up here and it's not shifting up to the low gear, big cog. So you back it out a little bit and it allows it to go. Now, that also limits it from shifting it into the spokes. And so, you don't need a spoke protector if your limits are set properly, if you know how to adjust a derailleur, bike farmer. Okay, you can hear it making its noise. So it's in between first and second here. And we're gonna turn it in, and in, and in, and in. And now it's quiet, it's silent. Silent, it's perfect. Perfect. Oh, it's a little bit noisy. Turn it in a little more. But we're gonna back it out because the cable's gonna stretch. You gotta be a moron to not get that in gear. That's how well that's adjusted. You would have to be a stupid person to not accept the gift of a $300 billion jet. How expensive was that jet? It wasn't 300 billion. 300 million? Yeah, I would turn it down if I was a stupid person. Sounds like something a stupid person would do. All right, again, I'm gonna hold that derailleur and pull on the cable. I think I can back the high limit out a little. Well, I've done pretty good there too, hey? I need a lover with a slow hand. Need a lover with an easy touch. You and me gotta spend some time. I don't know how that song goes. You know, really, bike farmer, what happens if you put too much air in your tires? I think what happens is it delaminates from its bead more than anything, right? Doesn't it just kind of come blowing apart? But it doesn't like blow up. Just, oh my God, this phone. It's just potential spam after potential spam after potential spam. Potential spam, 262. Need a lover with an easy touch. Final touches. And then we can be done. I'm definitely gonna have bacon with second breakfast today. Bike farmer mad. I'm in quite the mood today. Second cup was a good idea. I knew I'd need it to get through this bike. It's just got the tiniest little, so there's like this little bit of tire material. I don't know what you call it, all the way around the bead. Okay, that's not making any noise. Anyway, it just kind of licks the tip of the brake pad. Oh. So what happens is when I clean the wheels, you know, I use the furniture polish or the Dawn Power Wash or whatever, and it kind of resurfaces the rims. A lot of people, I get so many comments about using furniture polish to clean rims and brake pads and whatever, and it's like the shit just like evaporates or rubs off right away. But what it does do is makes everything super smooth, and then that's when you get the howlies. And you kind of have to rebed them sometimes. Sometimes it goes away. Sometimes you have to ride it out. I really want to end the video right now, but let's go outside. And it's beautiful out. It's, you know, early summer. Memorial Day was yesterday. It's nice out, so we'll get some outside footage quick, come back in. I guess, no, we probably won't even come back in. We'll probably just outro out there. This bike's done. Thank. Oh yeah, check this out. Last week, Money King paid us a visit. It's not my building, but I gotta look at it. You know, like, literally I live there. And all those windows, we look outside and we see this. You know, and I tell you what, this black blob down here, that used to say, fuck, F-U-C-K, right? And the guy that owns the building, instead of like cleaning it, he just sent somebody over with black spray paint and covered up the F-U-C-K. Anyway, I'm not holding my breath that he's gonna come and actually clean it up. I did call him, he said he was gonna paint it. I'm not holding my breath that that's gonna happen either. I think I'm gonna have to clean it myself. Anyway, my lovely, lovely wife pulled a whole bunch of grass out of this little garden we got going here. And ain't it pretty with all the bikes and trikes and stuff? What even is that east wind happening today? Yeah, it's real pretty. This is a nice little shot here. You know, doesn't the bike farm look good this time of year? All right, hopefully nobody runs my tripod over. Look at this maple leaf I just found. Oh, Canada. Rear one doesn't squeak, front one doesn't squeak. Nice. It's a tiny bike. Little miss, Anthropy. Here comes the garbage guy. Perfect timing. Well, bicycle farmers, thanks for watching to the end. Was it worth it? Absolutely not. Definitely not worth it. Should we add it up quick? I'm gonna say $20 on the shift repair. The new ones are gonna be 30. So 20, 30, 40, 50 brake pads. 20 in cables and housing, 70, 80, 90, 100, 125, 145, 150 in labor. Let's just call it 300 bucks. And God, that's annoying. Anyway, $300. But I would put $299 on this bike and get it. So it's a worth. God, that's loud. I tell you what, I do the best I can with the time I got. And actually things are going really well right now. Thank you so much for watching. That's why it's going well, because you're watching. I can't ask you for more, except I'm gonna. You know, like, subscribe if you haven't. That's absolutely free. Click the super thanks button. Shoot me some taco money. Go down this alley, hang a right, kitty corner, El Mariachi, tacos campechanos in my belly. Make more content. Everybody wins. And you know, if you've got a little extra, go into your phone and find the subscriptions that you're paying for and not using, cancel them, and then give me exactly half of the money that you saved every month by joining the channel as a sustaining monthly member. I'm guessing you could probably free up $25 to $30 a month. Send them my way. Membership is growing. It's great. And that's just a nice guaranteed income for me. And then you get content like this. And if you want to see more garbage truck content, you know, don't miss it. And to not miss it, you got to click the notification bell so you and your garbage truck can stay tuned.